Hello, party people. Jack Biggidoo, the Hood Sommelier. It's Monday. Let me put this up. No, let me put this one up. Oh, my camera is telling me to get out of here. But let me make sure I have our overlay the right way. Oh my God, beautiful overlay and even better overlay. How's it going, party people? Ah, now we're better. It's Monday, and as you can tell, the camera even sucks because Monday sucks. How are you guys doing? How's everyone doing? Cheers for being here on this beautiful Monday. This Monday is going to be special. We have a guest on, and if you're here, do me a favor. Make sure you click the follow button. And if you're on Facebook, make sure you click the follow button. Why aren't you following us? Got to be on YouTube. Usually we used to be on Instagram, but now we're bringing everything to YouTube and Facebook. So click the follow. Make sure you follow me. Share this with your friends to tell them that we have a special guest. They want to know about this brand. This brand have been around for a long time. But you guys know Monday doesn't happen without my main man, the Kentucky King, the person behind every bar that smile at you, the man, the myth, the legend himself.
Yo,
Timmy.
I'm back from the dead. What's up?
Timmy did
Holy
not die
smokes.
last week.
I like that you said the real king of Kentucky. That's cute. I'll take that. I will. Thank you. As a West Coast transplant, I will take the real king. Guys, real king, come see me. Love you.
What's happening? What's
How
happening?
are you,
What's up,
man?
party people? Hey, I'm here. I'm here. My
I'll tell you,
camera is sucking right now, but I'm here.
you look good.
Yeah, black make me look good. Yeah, you know what they say, black is beautiful. So I'm here.
Better believe
Uh,
it. That's why. Look,
you see,
I'm rocking this.
you think I have this shirt on that I found this lady. Like this is my favorite person on the internet right now. So the shirt say I don't like that.
I like
So
that.
the funny thing is, this lady will come on, right? And she will like have a whole list of stuff. So I think in honor of her, next Saturday, that's what I'm gonna post. I'll come with a list. People that make flavor whiskey, like I'll come like people that makes,
Oh God, we were talking about that today. Flavored
yeah,
whiskey. I don't like
like
that.
no, like I'll come and
People,
like people that make flavor alcohol and call it whiskey. I don't like that.
people that go, do you have any Blantons? I don't like that.
People
You got
that
any
always
Pappies?
walk to a grocery store and said, "Do you guys have any Blantons?"
I
I don't like that.
don't like that.
Yeah. I'll be like, people that always think that Buffalo Trace is the only place that make good whiskey. I don't like that.
I like that.
So that's all I'm gonna do next Saturday. I'm gonna
There you
choose
go.
violence again. Every Sunday I post some crazy. This week I came with the 5 type of whiskey nosers. This week
You know
the
what?
video.
I only saw 4 in that video.
What? The first one
Yeah,
is the
I
correct
watched
guy.
it and I was like,
The first one is the correct guy. So the first scene you see what he say the 5 type, that's the correct way of nosing your whiskey.
son of a
But
bitch. I
that
was like
video,
counting. I was
that
like,
video
1,
is
2,
banging.
three.
I think I have about 15,000 views right now on that
Way to go.
video on
Way to go.
YouTube. Uh, on Instagram, we have close to 9,000 views, and on TikTok, about 5,000 views as well. So everybody is making fun of the whiskey nosers. So
Dude,
we
my
know a
favorite
guy
was
like
the
that.
dramatic one. I
Yeah,
actually know somebody who I've done a few shows with who is
you know what? I always ask people, why do you feel like you have to clench your pearls and act like you on the Shakespeare, and Shakespeare theater and go, guy knows this thing. He goes, dear mother, God, oh God. Like, why? Just knows the damn whiskey and move on. The most annoying part to me personally when I see people tasting whiskey, I want to know why in Jesus' name, because Jesus be a centrifuge machine, why you swirling this thing over? What is it going to do? I just want to know.
It's
But
just
you
gonna
know
blast.
what?
All it's gonna happen is it's gonna blast your face with ethanol. Like you're agitating something that doesn't need to be agitated. It's like standing behind a jet engine. That's you're just gonna blow your sensory out of the water. That's all that's happening.
The worst. I'm the worst. I recognize myself in that.
Oh
I'm the
sure.
guy. I'm this guy.
Oh dude, I'm 100 right there with
I'm
you.
the
In fact, when
overanalyzer.
I
I'm
did
looking
when
for
I did my
color.
last when I did my last sensory training, I got called out hard. He goes, "Yep, there's always one in every class," and I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah,
Had to
he
be
got
me.
you.
I
He
had like a
got
piece
you.
of white paper, and I was like,
Yep.
"Ooh."
Why? But me, it comes from bad habit from tasting
From
scotch.
wine. Oh,
No,
okay. Well,
scotch.
from scotch.
Because
Okay, for
most
sure.
scotch being aged in barrels and they give it an age statement, especially if it's those Oroso, Pedro
Mm,
Jimenez, or any of those wine cask. I want to
sure.
see which
You want to
color
see what
exactly.
it pulled
But
out,
then
right?
I turn around and I'm like, you know what? I look like a crazy person curious to see if there was a fly inside of this thing. So I'm like, God, I am one of those. So for all of you guys watching, for all of you guys here, for all of you guys that are
Guilty.
always supporting, this wasn't a dig at anybody. This is me thinking of all the time I've been around whiskey tasters and felt like there's the reason why I have not do the type of whiskey taster, 5 type of whiskey taster, because that is gonna start violence on the internet. Because we have at least 2 that I know, the over chewer. Like, what are you, a mammal? Why are you chewing it's called a Kentucky chew, but are you a mammal? Are you regurgitating?
You chewing that cud? What are you
Yeah,
doing?
like
What
what
are
are
you
you doing?
doing?
The over smacker.
Mm, mm, mm.
What are you smacking the whiskey for? This is there is no aftertaste. It's called a finish for a reason. Keep it in the back of your throat. We don't want to hear it on your tongue. But anyway, we are here today not choose the violence against the next brand coming. They are like the most known kid in the industry, but immediately unknown at the same time. Why do I say that?
Mm-hmm.
In 2000, right
Okay.
at the beginning of the pandemic, I could not get them off Instagram. Every time I roll on Instagram, Blue Note,
Yep.
Instagram, Blue Note. And I'm like,
Yep.
who is this Blue Note company always on my Instagram targeting me to actually show me something about Blue Note? Then one of the legend of the whiskey world comes on his channel and goes, hey guys, hey, if you don't drink this, your way to heaven is not guaranteed. You need to drink this. I'm like, is Fred
Fucking
Minnick talking
accurate.
about Blue Note as well?
Accurate.
So after a long back and forth, I say, you know what? We need to have him on the only show on the internet that deserve for you guys to watch. So if you're not watching right now, or your friends are not watching, you need to bring it up. Ebony and Ivory, the best duo in the whiskey industry, is here to teach you all about whiskey. And we keep it real.
Oh my
That's why
god.
we call it Monday
That's the new
Sucks.
spin-off.
Yeah,
Ebony and Ivory.
Ebony and Ivory. But we got one of the best people in the industry. I've heard her speak before, but uh let's not forget, you know, I found myself to be quite popular, especially in the whiskey domain, you know, not in the dating scene, but very in the whiskey domain. So, but I was very shocked that she only followed me today. And I was like, what? We are not friends. We're not friends. But now that we're a friend on the internet, I thought she would come in and tell us about the brand, tell us about Blue Note. You don't know about a spirit really till you dig in inside and know about how we work, who are behind the brand, how the evolution happened, what the bottle looks like, and how the whiskey gets in your bottle. Because at that time, it makes you a better shopper, a better decision maker. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure,
Without further ado.
without further ado, welcome the one and only, the woman with the knowledge, the one with the best note and the blue note. Kill it.
Hey,
Ooh, I need
Kelly!
like a machine. You know what? I'm gonna have like a sound machine next to me next time, like a clapping, like, oh yeah, welcome to the show. Welcome to Monday Sucks. We hope your Monday is not sucking as bad as our Monday sucks. But this is where we talk about whiskey. We keep it real with everybody in the industry and especially the brands that we love. Welcome, Kelly, to the show. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you so much. What a welcome. Appreciate
No,
that.
hey, this is a Monday Sucks walk.
Absolutely.
In my defense, I do run all of our socials. So there's about 6 I'm keeping up with. And I went to reshare the post today on my personal, and I realized I wasn't following you
You
from
were
the
you weren't following me.
personal. So I
I mean, I'm
apologize.
kind of a celebrity,
I
and you
remedied it
weren't following me.
immediately.
Toot toot, tooting my own horn right now. Toot toot, you weren't following me. I
I
saw
feel
that. I'm like,
terrible.
Instagram is like a snitch. If somebody follow or unfollow you, Instagram is the first person to tell you, like, yep, y'all ain't friend no more. Or
Yep,
y'all are friend, you're like, whoa.
I'm
I
there. So,
thought we
so
were
keep that
friends.
content coming.
But welcome to the show. We appreciate you taking your time on this beautiful Monday and being with us. Here is where we talk about whiskey, but we have one rule on Monday. On Monday Sucks. We love people first and whiskey second. So when you hear your family, no, not like what the place you're thinking about. We don't serve food here, but we serve the truth to all the people in the industry. We keep it real and we make sure that every single person that comes here feel like they can come back at any time. So while you here, make yourself at home, feel comfortable, and it's just a calm and nice conversation. This is not an interview, it's a calm and nice
Hanging out.
conversation.
Just hanging out, having a good time.
Just come and hang out. Think about two bros that you have, and you're just hanging out and chatting with the bros and just hoping that we have a nice conversation. So, welcome to the show. If you guys are here right now, if you're on Facebook, make sure you actually click share with your friends. If you're on YouTube, make sure you share this link with the other friends so they can come in and learn more about Blue Note and learn more about what we're doing here. If you're here, welcome to Monday Sucks. Kelly is with us. She's here to talk to us. Kelly, tell us a little bit about Blue Note. Where is the origin from? Because the brand confused me a little bit. Somewhere I was told that there is three categories when you want to buy Blue Note. You're either a collector, you're either a consumer, or you like barrel proof. And then I was like, no. Then it's like his music, and then I'm like, no. Just like a Nashville hat is confusing as heck. So tell us about Blue Note, the origin, and how did you guys get here as we know you today?
For sure. Yeah. So many people think we just kind of came out of nowhere, and that's not the case, thankfully. So 2013, we are a vodka distillery back then in Memphis, Tennessee. It was going under. A group of investors had the idea to recover, basically pull it out of bankruptcy and repurpose. No one on the team was about distilling vodka. They all were brown spirits folks. So they went the bourbon and whiskey avenue. It was a simple thing for them. Being in Memphis, Beale Street, the blues, our Delta Southern roots here, barbecue, blues, and bourbon are really it for us in a sense. So it just came to fruition very easily in that regard. Musicality, we try to involve in throughout our brand. Hence the name, the Blue Note brand came to life in that regard. We try to do some fun, special things that I'll get into with some of the products. So Blue Note came to life under BR Distilling Company, as well as I like to call it our sister brand, our Riverset Rye. So those went to market back in 2018. And when the unique thing about, I think, our business, where we kind of were behind the scenes for a minute while our inventory was aging up, we were doing some contract distillation agreements since we weren't distilling our own products at that time. That's in our plans. It just has not happened yet. And the growth that we have experienced, we probably want to be able to keep up anyways, if we were distilling at this point. So we're doing some contract storage. Being in Memphis, we have this amazing climate that does such magical things, we think, to this product. And, it's really fun to hear folks that do know our sources, which obviously we don't like to offend an NDA, so we don't just offer that up freely. However, it doesn't take a detective to figure out some of our sourced products. And being our 9-year product that we went to market with under the Blue Note brand is our premium small batch back in 2018. Kind of was a sleeper, really had some negative connotations because some people around the source of that product. So it was really funny. And then when people would taste it that were of that mindset, they didn't believe that was the source that they thought it was. And we impart a lot of that to a couple things. Our Memphis climate, where we're located in North Memphis, we're in an industrial park there, and it's about 1.5 miles off the Mississippi River. And then also there is the Wolf River, which is another major river throughout Memphis. There's pretty much a confluence right there that we are. The bluff is a real thing, so that where our distillery sits has a climatic difference than anywhere else. So we get those really humid days, those really cold winters, and it just does magic to the ebbing and flowing of the whiskey into these barrels. We also invest in the cooperages that we work with. We
that's
do,
nice.
yeah. So we make sure it's the best American oak we can get. We're working with Kelvin, International Stave, and Speyside. So it's fun as we are getting our core SKUs out there too. We can play around with different stave finishes or different exotics. So we went from basically this sourced product image to premium small batch took home a bunch of awards in 2020. And then all of a sudden it goes from 0 to 60, literally goes to an allocation level to an out of stock level. Mm-hmm. Which, as many people are learning, the barrel commodity side of this is quite a challenge, especially the vintage items. So we really focus on the best barrels we can get at that particular time. So we've gotten fortunate enough to have enough relations in the industry that we come across some really fun things. We've done 10, 12, 15, as you just held up, that 17 year that just knocked it out of the park for us. So we're always on the lookout for the next LTO. And in the meantime, what we've done is really perfected our everyday SKUs, which is our Blue Note Juke Joint here. This is, our 93 proof Kentucky bourbon, 3 to 4 years straight bourbon whiskey. And again, how the music ties in here, as you can see those shimmery music notes. We commissioned a local blues artist. So if you are so musically inclined, you can actually pick that up and play that.
I love it.
But I can drink the bourbon. That's about it. So that's, I like to call it kind of our,
I didn't even pay attention to that.
Yeah, isn't that cool? I just noticed that.
Yeah, it's very cool. So we have that as our core, I call it our flagship product. And then the next release of that is our Blue Note Uncut. And as you can see here, this has the gold music notes. Mm-hmm. This particular one is a fun one we did with our Nashville distributor and a podcast that we're friends with, the Dad's Drinking Bourbon. It's a 6-barrel blend. So they came out, we had a great blend day. So we're starting to get into these fun barrel blends. And then lastly, our newest product is our Blue Note Crossroads. Totally different for us in the silk screen rather than a label. Yep. So this pays homage to our Delta roots here. And this is our Blue Note Bourbon 70-21-9 mash bill that we finish with toasted French oak. Mm-hmm. So we work with, I see you doing the math, figuring out where that is.
always going.
Yeah, so we work with a great cooperage in Redoux, France, and came across these wonderful staves that we are doing it on such a volume that it's a stave finish. And it's just an amazing product, the complexity on it. So it's kind of that stair step. And then obviously when that special LTO comes in, that's the one that really, people are chasing. But it's very fun right now. I mean, the brand has progressed quickly. I started in sales. So I learned very quickly about it and how to sell it, and really excited to be a part of it. And then I shifted over into marketing. Our focus was national, try to get some recognition. You know, we don't have the big marketing budgets. We didn't do the celebrity endorsements. I have never paid for any form of endorsement, or, you know, the pay for play is just not our thing. A lot of brands do it. It works wonderful for them. Kudos to them. Unfortunately, you know, we very much have that shoestring budget mentality is how we started the business and really run it to this point. And our focus was just really good product at great values to our consumers and accessibility. I mean, to get a single barrel is a challenge for some consumers. And then if they can get a single barrel, it's not always in their price range. So, you know, to have about a $50, sub $60 single barrel is a shrinking category. So to say we're solid in there, you know, makes me very proud of that. All of the SKUs are award winning. They all have
Lots
been
of awards. Lots of awards.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's not why we do it by any means. The brands obviously need it for the authenticity and that sort of stuff, but it just kind of reiterates, hey, we're doing something right over here, you know, because
we're on the right path.
Yeah. So our two everyday SKUs just took home double golds at San Francisco, which we know is just the Super Bowl of it all, and now the largest spirits competition. So we're really excited about that. The 17 obviously is a double gold. The Uncut took double gold last year. Riverset took double gold last year. So it's just been a fun ride and really bringing this brand to a lot of folks. And the outreach side of it, obviously, I've really driven a lot of that and getting to know everyone in this wonderful community and expose this product that I just love. In what we're doing, you know, it's great, and appreciate all you all's support. You know, without any of these platforms, you know, we wouldn't be here. So that does not go unnoticed. We appreciate the time that you all put in and how you're supporting brands. We can't thank you enough.
We're kind of in a unique situation now, right? Because I mean, from everything you just talked about, where you went from, you know, flagship brand to where you guys are now. And as far as sources, you guys are all over the map, right? So it's I think you're speaking to a community too, is that you're not just going for a niche. You're just looking for good whiskey, right? Yeah. I mean, if you guys are tasting it, and that's opening up to a lot of people too. I mean, we'll get to the 17 year, but one of the things that I really like to bring out, I really like Tennessee whiskey. I like that minerality note. There's a really nice caramel note that comes behind it. And when you start getting up there in age, you start climbing that ladder. Great example of this, the 13-year Bottled and Bond Dickel. I think that is one of the biggest sleeper Tennessee whiskeys, especially for the price. You start climbing that ladder, that mineral note starts to round out, and you get like just a boost of caramel. And so that's one of the things that I have to applaud you guys for, is that because you're pulling all these brands or these profiles, right, from all these other places, you're really changing a lot of people's opinions. And that's what, let's be honest, that's what this industry and this community needs going forward. That's the only way we're going to grow. Is if there's more things from more places that people are going to be open to tasting.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. And the other thing, you know, we really try to pander to all audiences in this community, because you have that brand loyalist that is only going to drink that Old Number 7 or that Knob Creek or that turkey every day. So that's kind of where our Blue Note Juke Joint at 93 proof and the price point it's at, you know, sub $35, that's an everyday sipper. It's great on its own. It's great in a cocktail. And then we have the single barrel offering that caters to that audience. Then we have the finish now with the Crossroads. So obviously that's a whole different consumer. You know, some of our brand loyalists that have been with us from the beginning were kind of like, oh, they're going the finished route. They're following the trend. Yeah, we are, because it's fun. We have all kinds of R&D stuff at our warehouse. Some comes to market, some not so much, you know. Some we just failed on, and it just goes behind the scenes. But the Crossroads was such a proud thing, and we were all just in love with it that we're like, we need to do a finish. You know what? Some of our brand loyalists might not like it, but you know what? We're going to pick up, expand our audience as well. And we have seen that. And, you know, as everything has loosened up and we're thankfully having events again and tastings. And I think I've had about 7 different events in about 2.5 weeks. And myself and the team, you know, we always try to have core staff there, which also is very important to us in making sure that the brand is relayed correctly. The comments coming back about this Crossroads or our single barrels, the uncuts, it's just, I mean, you never expect that kind of feedback. That, I mean, people chase the heck out of this stuff. So it is also catering to that collector or the one that, you know, has to have these bottles, and then the LTO offering as well.
Wait a minute. So I'm tasting the juke joint.
Okay.
Okay. Break down the juke joint for me.
Sure.
What are we looking at as blend?
So we are contract distilled on this product. So it is a Kentucky product. It's aged there at least a year and a day, and then brought to Memphis. So Memphis climate does introduce a little bit of factors there. It's a 70-21-9 mash bill, 3 to 4 year product. We do proof this one down to 93. That's just our sweet spot on it. It is younger, but it doesn't have that ethyl like a lot of 3 to 4 year product has. That sweet nose on it. The 70% corn obviously gives a little bit of sweetness on it. I personally get a lot of vanilla butterscotch on these, especially some of the uncuts. There is just a level of butterscotch that is unbelievable. The caramel butterscotch that comes through. Once in a while, I'll get apricot or kind of like a fresh apple on it, something really just kind of fresh. What are you getting?
No, those note on the front palate, definitely. So is 70-21% rye?
Yes.
Is no 21%
70% corn, 21% rye, 9% malted barley. Yeah.
That's the first thing that actually I wouldn't even use triggered me. Is it was the off profile of it. I'm like, where's the bacon, spice, cinnamon come from in the middle? Because that makes it not drink like 93. Because on 93, I was expecting it to be light on, not really. So that's what I wanted to know. I'm sitting there going, I've never drank something at 93 that had so much spice in the middle palate. The sweetness, the corn, the fruitiness is right on the front palate, but it makes it almost makes the finish last. You know, the finish is short because obviously it's 93, but that mid palate, it just sticks there. It just lands there and don't go anywhere.
I'm super jealous, by the way. Just throwing it out there.
We'll have to make sure you get some, Tim.
At some point.
For sure.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask.
That
I want to ask this too.
21%. Why did you guys choose that level? Or because almost that's as close to a high rye as y'all can get.
It's just what we liked. We tasted through a lot of different distilleries and different mash bills, and that's the one that just spoke to the majority, that we really liked it on its own. And then we liked it even, proof down. And then we loved it in cocktails. And that's what the uncuts here are, the cask strength offering of that. And the fun thing with this product too.
So do you guys, or the uncut is a cask strength of that?
Yep.
Oh, now I'm very curious what that will taste like at cask
strength. And so these are running about the 120 to 125
Ooh.
Range on proof, but drink much softer. People are shocked when they find that out.
That would be an amazing old fashioned right there, because
wonderful.
Of that 21% spice. Like you make an amazing Manhattan or an old fashioned right there.
Yeah, and the fun thing about these uncuts, they're known as what's called survivor barrel. So I'm sure you've seen maybe some reference or uncut survivor. There's a misconception there was a fire, flood, tornado. None of those things. It was our storage facility in Owensboro, Kentucky, had a summer storm in June of 19. The rick house that was storing a portion of our barrels was taken out by some straight line winds. So we considered the barrels a loss. Like, it was just obviously, I mean, people have seen the pictures from the news. The barrels were cleaned up by a crane, literally one by one. So it took 3 to 4 months for the cleanup, re-inventory, and all of that. So in that meantime, they were out in the elements. Summer storms came through additional, out there in the sun. So we think Mother Nature really helped us out with this product and sped up that maturation process, because all day long, people do not believe that the uncuts are 3 to 4 year product, that,
Wow.
they would drink 5 to 8 years all day long, because they do have such a rich flavor to them.
And most people are using pretty much a barrel picking those uncut that you guys have, because I'm assuming you guys use it in your barrel pick program.
Yep, exactly. That's our main one right now.
So did you take a new make product? No. Okay, so you said a year and a day. So after you would call it Kentucky Bourbon, that's when it left, right?
Yeah, depending. I mean, it could have sat there a little longer, depending on when we needed the barrels.
But at least long enough.
Minimum.
At least long enough so it could be called.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Okay, so why did you decide? If you can speak for the company as a whole, what was the decision to go that route instead of just? I mean, you did the contract, or they did the contracting for you. Why didn't you just take it and go? What was your guys' reasons or thoughts behind that? Can you speak a little bit on that?
Take it and go in the regard of
we bought the new make and now we're just going to go age it in another state and it's going to be what made you wait the legal specification to be able to call it Kentucky Bourbon and then age it somewhere else longer?
Yeah, I think we wanted to really put our roots in the bourbon industry to have a Kentucky bourbon. And, we already had some sources in Tennessee. We had some in Indiana and stuff. And we did not want to be kind of this one-stop shop, or, hey, you're just this Dickel house, as we kind of came onto the scene as, or so people thought. We just wanted to have this brand evolution as well, where we had some options. We, again, play with different sources, and we just really hit it off with this product and liked it. So we're like, let's get the Kentucky game going. And that's really what we did. And then we'll bring it to Memphis as we can. I mean, they're barely sitting in Memphis at the moment, because as soon as we're getting them, we're turning them. Our barrel program is just wild right now.
I can imagine. Speaking of barrel program, a lot of people here belong to Barrel Group.
Yep.
How does that going? Because I only truly I didn't even know you guys had regular expression, because either is a secondary group or is up on the market. I mean, I have to preface that one thing people don't know is I love new brands that come on, especially people that are sourcing the whiskey or contract distilling the whiskey, is because everybody want to walk in the market with something banging, right? Boom. They want that thing to start. And I love those things, because for me, that's where I jump on those brands right away, because they got age stock that they try and, look what we can do. It's almost like a kid needing your attention. Look what I can do. And then it's like, okay, now we become normal, right? So I poured the Crossroad right now. I'm sitting on it, but we have to be clear that this bottle right here is what made you guys, right?
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. Like, we were spoken about. Don't get me wrong. People were
shushing about y'all, but this actually were screaming about you.
Yeah, this is what got people to go nuts about the brand and put a level of virality behind our brand. I mean, it just went nuts, that product. I think the other thing, in our home market in Memphis, that one was kind of a tough one, because, our most expensive bottle was $55 prior to that. So to release something at 150 to 175 MSRP, people were like, what are they doing? It's a 17-year product. So it's not that, out of the price range for the product you're buying. So, it was kind of double-edged sword. And then all of a sudden, San Francisco and some different press, and then it had been out and getting publicized. And then Fred Minnick got a bottle from our friend Blake at Sealbox. They found out, and I didn't know any of that. So I woke up on a Saturday morning to all these texts about a 17 and Fred Minnick, and I was like, oh no. And I was just blown away, obviously, by the response. And yeah, I mean, that's what put us on a secondary market, which I don't agree with that by any means. And kind of hate that we are on a secondary now because of that, because now our 9 years, our 10 years are on there for crazy prices. And it's just like, even the Crossroads, some stores are holding back. I was just in Texas last week, and
Mhm.
I'm selling in Crossroads. They're like, oh no, we already have it. It's in the back room. And I'm like, why? And they're like, well, isn't it limited? We're like,
It is
no,
limited. It
that's
is
a
limited.
core SKU.
I'll
We're
tell you
like,
right now, I'm opening this one because you're on the show, but I did not want to. This was one of those bottles that I'm like,
so
no, maybe
good.
one day I will hold it. I'll hold it just, but because I have another version of it, I'm opening while you're on the show. But I'm telling you right now, it's it's probably the most sought after 17-year-old bottle on the market, right?
Yeah.
Everybody wants this bottle. Everyone is
Yep.
crazy about it. And I didn't when I knew you were gonna be on the show, I'm like, because I pass by it every time. I'm like, I should probably open it and try. I should probably open it and try. I'm like, then you were coming on the show, and I'm like, okay, she's gonna get my true, honest
I
opinion
love
out
it.
of her juice. But before that, tell us about this Crossroad.
Yeah,
So
perfect.
one of the questions that Bourbon Jeeper asked was, how long is the French? And that was the question I wanted to ask. How long is the French oak stave added to the blend of your whiskey?
It varies. I mean, it's kind of our proprietary deal here. We are tasting it regularly. It varies, honestly. We don't have a set, at 21 days they come out or it's done. It's very much a taste as we go process to make sure we're keeping that consistency.
So I have to ask,
Mhm.
um, which cooperage in French, which stave are you guys using specifically? Do you know?
We're out of Radu, and then
I
there's
do.
a
Okay.
few different variations that we mix and match, and came up with a flavor profile that we really like. And this first expression of Crossroads is with that toasted French oak, but there will be future ones as we are playing with different wood varietals. So
Mhm.
there's, now that we've kind of really realized that this is a hit and we can do some fun things with this. I mean, this is my favorite sipper right now. I love this product.
What is why the 100 proof? Why didn't you guys
Just
go
the
with the
sweet spot
93?
where we really liked it. In 93, it was just too muted. The 100 proof just sat nicely with everyone. Um, and it was just kind of a consensus. That's the one other nice thing about the size we are. We're less than 25 employees. So
Oh
when it,
wow!
I
mhm,
didn't know that.
yep,
Holy smokes! Yeah,
yeah.
So
neither did I.
you
That's
guys
impressive.
literally are tasting your own stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So it's literally kind of like, do you like this? Did we do this one? So it's so much fun to be involved in that process. And even when I was just marketing and PR manager, you think outreach, that I have no involvement in the barrel program or any of that.
Mhm.
Like, we're actively tasting the samples. When we get a new run of barrels in, it's funny. Logan, my COO, and myself will take home our homework, and he'll take 15 samples. I'll take 15 samples, and it sounds like, oh, I have to go taste single barrel samples, and you feel like such a brat. And then you're like, what the hell is wrong with you? This is a dream job. Like, just go drink your damn bourbon and shut up. So,
Kelly, what do you
um,
think going forward? How do you think that's going to evolve? Because I mean, being small, you have your finger on the heartbeat. Is
yeah.
that going to be something that you guys are going to try to grow the brand out? Or are you going to get to a point where you're like, okay, we're big. What's is there a long term or a big picture goal for there? What's that look like if so?
Yeah, I mean, we are scaling up as we're seeing the need for it right now. We've matured some of our management team. So that's kind of taking us to another level. So we're just kind of growing as needed and filling the spots as they really have a need. So that's been a really fun aspect of it. We're big on more quality than quantity. So, rather than having 10 people in our marketing department, we have a core group that just kill it. So we don't need that volume. Our warehouse staff is like no other. There is so much manual labor that goes into what we are doing. Like, we are truly a craft distillery in the sense of craftsmanship, even though we're
Sure.
really getting to that mid-tier level where we are getting recognized with the name brands, the big guys in a sense, but we technically behind the scenes are so far from that. It's so funny that people think we're this entity, and then once they really get down behind the scenes, and we are not open to the public, we are kind of industry invite only. We have a 27,000 square foot warehouse in North Memphis, like I said, and the staff we have is just next level. What they put in and the work that they put in to get these products to you all, some of the best in the business. So we're excited to have that.
I would like my name on the invitation list, please.
Okay, noted. Since we're Instagram friends now.
Now that we are friends, of course.
Yeah.
Can I offer a piece of advice?
Of course.
Okay, this is coming from, so obviously I know what is happening in this class, and I love it. And I love the idea behind it.
Okay.
But I think the reason why obviously I get really excited about French oak, toasted French oak, is because it bring an element of dark chocolate into bourbon and whiskey that is absolutely out of this world. For people that want always use French oak, I'm like, if it's like since it's a French oak, let's use a French word. It's like a certain je ne sais quoi when he comes in, right? You bring a little bit of that chocolate spin in, and when he's done to perfection, it's like a masterpiece, right? And a lot of people always are afraid of it almost, right? It's like, oh, isn't too much? Isn't it taking over the thing? I really love what you guys are doing here. Now I'm very curious to know if you let it go a little longer. You know what I'm saying? Because when I tasted that immediate, I'm like, oh, we got sweet, spicy, dark, little chocolate. What if you have sweet, spicy chocolate bomb? You know what I'm saying? Now, since you guys have a small team, that's the only reason why I mentioned this. Since you guys have a small team, I think this is a good thing at your next meeting to bring up to say, what if we don't tickle that chocolate, but we just grab it and just bring it in to almost scare, like put it in your face. It's gonna be just like good music, right? It's like you can't help yourself but you dance. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I love the idea. I love what you guys are doing here. I think it worked beautifully with the mash bill you guys have. Like, it's like, I don't know a lot of people that have had spicy, I would not, even if it's spicy, but dark chocolate that have spice in it, cinnamon or whatnot. When you have any of those, there is a certain tingling that happens on your palate, and that's it. Drinking this bourbon, that's exactly what I'm getting. This whiskey.
You're making it sound like Mexican hot chocolate. You're getting me excited.
Yeah, but it's more cinnamon versus the spicy.
Yeah. Cool.
The spicy one is more cinnamon. It's not too much, but it's like the chocolate gets you started, and it's like it doesn't grab you in. So I'm like, oh, I'm very curious when this thing, if this stays a little longer.
Yeah,
y'all are gonna be dangerous with this one.
Yeah, we've tried it. And some folks like it, but the majority didn't, because it gets a little too oak heavy in the sense that we think the majority wouldn't like it. Mm-hmm. So we are working on kind of in R&D to try to come out with some sort of cask offering of this that would hit exactly what you're talking about. So that's something kind of in the roadmap for next year, hopefully, to have some sort of batch or cask strength offering of it. It's really hard to do single barrels of it, obviously, because of the finishing process, but we are trying to figure out something that does appeal to that audience, that likes more of that oak finish and can handle that, oaky heat.
Oh yeah. It's a beautiful thing that's happening in this. I can see why it is your favorite sip. Is truly the crossroad between spice, that oak and spice, and sweet. and savory. Like you get that perfect balance in between those things. If I had to, I will highly recommend you guys to actually, if you want to grab a bottle and you see this one, and I think that 50% for me, the Duke 93 was like sitting, like the middle was there but the finish wasn't. But this 100 proof is magic. That for me, that's the magic number. It grabs me. I cannot wait to actually try something barrel strength, because I feel like I'm it's going to be an explosion of flavor. So if there's one thing I'll give Blue Note, is y'all got flavor.
Mm.
Y'all got flavor. You got flavor. Like I say, like a Nashville hat. You don't know where it's at or where it ends, but you know you enjoy it.
Yep.
I really, really, so a question have been bothering me since I've seen Blue Note, and I hope you can just highlight it for me.
Sure.
Memphis, Proud Place, Tennessee. Why not a release of a Tennessee whiskey? Right?
Yeah.
Because it's almost was like saying, hey, Jack, I live in your house and we cool, but I really don't belong to your house. I just live here, right? So that's one of the burning question on my mind. Wanted to know. I'm like, it is interesting. How can you be there? You embracing the music, you embracing the
Yeah.
culture, you embracing the terroir, but you're not embracing what makes Tennessee whiskey special. Why?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give my answer. I can't speak for the company on a whole, but
Mhm.
I mean, Jack Daniels has killed it. I
Okay.
don't see why I need to even attempt what Mr. Daniels and that crew has done. The other thing, not everyone loves that charcoal mellowing flavor, myself included. I really like the cast strength offerings of those because I'm just not a fan of that. I also wasn't a big brown spirits drinker in the past, so maybe that's it. I'm not seasoned to like that. My lineage to here is a little bit different. So for myself, I don't see why I would play in that arena, to be honest, when there are so many other good options that we could do some really fun stuff with. So with my input, I really like what we're doing with the Kentucky stuff, some of the other fun things that I'm happy with the Tennessee and Kentucky straight bourbons we're doing, to be honest.
No, I had to ask because for
Yeah.
me, a lot of people, and I'm sure most people be like, because funny thing is, it was one of my followers that actually brought to my attention that Blue Note is Tennessee. Because from all the reading and intense Googling I've done just to know,
Hmm.
flavor and whatnot. And when I kept seeing the bottle, I'm like, oh, this is just a source whiskey from somewhere.
Yep.
I never seen it as a, because, Tennessee take pride in what they do in their whiskey that come out of there. And you guys don't.
True.
So I wanted to make sure that I asked. So next time when someone is having it, they know that, oh, these people are trying to be different. They just
Yeah.
don't go with the flow with everybody.
Yeah, and there's a lot of NDPs similar to what we're doing where they're either just truly sourcing or they are contract distilling and doing some really special things with those barrels and bottles as well. And, a lot of them are staying away from the Tennessee whiskey as well. It's such a saturated market in regards of the Tennessee whiskey and bourbon, that you just really have to do what works for your company at that time and what you're proud to put out. And, I'm not saying we'll never do a Tennessee whiskey by any means. There's always options on the table, but it just hasn't made sense to this point for us.
Absolutely. No, and I love transparency. We here just to talk and let the
Yep.
people know. I hope that when this interview is over, more people would know or will be curious to actually grab the bottle, but they are more educated. The goal of
Yeah.
Monday Sucks is always educate the consumer, tell them, be
Yep.
transparent with them and what they're getting, so they actually do one. Let's get to what we call in cooking, the pièce de résistance. Right. Let's talk about this 17 year.
It's the crescendo. Here comes
Here
the
we
crescendo.
go.
Let's
I've
talk
been
about
waiting.
this 17
I've been waiting
year.
45 minutes.
It's the only reason you're here, Tim, huh?
Yeah,
Just
Tim
be
is only
honest.
here for this and to make sure that if people are asking if we were gonna have our own Monday Sucks bottle, now that I'm friends with Kaylee online, hopefully she gonna let me actually come in and visit the distillery and hopefully work with them to see if we can offer you guys on Monday Sucks something amazing on
For sure.
the barrel. As usual, Patreon, if you're not part of the Hood Summer Day Patreon are the first one to get their bottle, and everybody else later on. That's how the rule goes. Only the family people get it first, right? That's how it goes. But tell me about the 17 year.
So
What
that's 17.
this so-called 17 year that is.
Wolf.
So this barrel that I have here, obviously, is a single barrel, age 17 year. Barrel proof
Yep.
is 54.85 ABV, and is barrel 12841 that I got from
It's a little bit higher than I think yours is a little bit higher than the one I have.
109.7.
Yeah, you
is
got one of the
mine.
higher. Yeah,
Yeah.
those range from low 90s to
Oh wow.
creeping into the hundreds, which I mean, it is a 17-year product, so it does mellow out in the barrel. But it's funny because, you know, a lot of consumers are shopping proof points like they used to shop a price point,
Mhm.
almost to the point that I think they're excluding really great products because they see a proof and assume it's not in their range. Don't get me
Mhm.
wrong. I know there's a window or a range that you know you like at 90 to 95. Fine.
Sure.
But there was so many people that, you know, oh, I came across a 94.5. I wasn't going to buy it because I want a higher proof. And when we had these out at the distillery, you know, I'd have 3 blinds, and 90% of the folks that I did a blind tasting with chose the lowest, the 90 or the 92 proof over like the 104, 109 I was tasting them on. It's so funny. It's such a psychological game, I think, now that you see an age or a proof and look at that color.
Look at that. This is the one time you guys are allowed to call me the overanalyzer. But
Over here tearing through this collection because I'm looking for another
17 years to
extra
compare it
aged,
to.
another extra aged whiskey
17
that I
year.
have.
What else?
There's
What
a
else is
single barrel.
17 year beside the New Haven Hill?
This is
17?
close.
Oh, there. Let me see. What else is 17
Or
year?
at least stay in the same kind of the same profile.
Heaven Hill just released a 17.
The 17,
They did.
yes.
There's
What else
there's
is 17?
three 17-year-olds from Wild Turkey.
Yeah,
It's
a good
No.
handful.
Wild Turkey 17?
Yeah, there's the OG 17, there's the Master's Keep 17, and then there's the
Oh, the
Bonded
Master
17.
Keep 17. That yeah, I got one
There's
of
2
those.
Master Keep 17, and then there's the
Yeah.
OG 17.
Igor, did someone just
man.
go Igor 17? What's wrong with you? Brandon, what's wrong with
But
you?
no, this is what I was talking about earlier. We were talking about that minerality smooths out, and this butterscotch caramel thing that just like, it's really what I try to introduce more people to. It was like I feel like Tennessee whiskey had got such a bad notation or press or whatever. It gets referred to as Flintstone vitamins a lot, and that's fine. That's a surefire way to explain to it or to describe it. But I would say if you're able to get past that or taste past that, there's, like I said, beautiful caramel, beautiful butterscotch, but it really, really shows when you start getting up there. You get over that 13-year hump. You get over that 13-year hump and into where we're at right now. I'm going to sip on this 15. I'll let you talk a little bit more, and then I'm going to sip on the 17 so I can have that experience like Jack's having too.
So are we adding a
the over dramatic sniffer? This is
here we go. That's so funny.
You know what I tell people? Nosing is 100% based on how the whiskey is, because we all are somewhat of over dramatic when it's really good whiskey, right? We do that because The nose for me is how the whiskey introduces itself to you. And this one literally is like dark chocolate butterscotch with a little drizzle of cherry.
Yeah.
That's literally it. It's like having a caramel butterscotch dark chocolate. That's it. It's like there's nothing else to talk about.
Jack, when you were here last time, did you get a chance to have a Majeska?
A who?
A Majeska. It's a Kentucky candy. It's usually just caramel and marshmallow, but there's also a chocolate covered version, and it's exactly what you just described. Next time you come out, you need to have a Majeska, because that's what you're talking about. It's right where my mind went.
Wow. Let me drink some water before I put this in my system.
So,
if you live in Omaha, I want to warn you right away. If you're ever at my bar, I am not sharing this bottle with none of y'all. None of y'all.
It's going into hiding after the show.
Oh, man. All right. This is the quietest part of the show. Oh my God.
We're bringing out every tasting type.
Man, there's so many great earthy notes that slide right along with your sweet notes, and then right behind it more savory notes too. I mean, it's such a beautiful roller coaster. I'm very excited to see, because I wouldn't doubt that there's probably some extra age stuff that's coming right behind this. Excited to see what happens with that, because like I said, I'm so in love with, oh man, barrel influence, tobacco, leather, fruit, floral, sweet. I mean, it is just so complex, and I get it.
Your face is saying, I know exactly what you're going through. I know what it is. Don't worry about it. Like, you're looking at us right now. I ain't seen your face, Gail. You're like, go ahead. I know exactly.
You're like, oh wait. Like, I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish.
You know how you meet someone and then you take a moment and you're like, let me. Okay. All right. How do I put this so I don't sound like a creep?
I think you just got to go with it, bro.
I shouldn't have had this on the show. I should have just had it first. Okay. So tell me about this barrel. Let me hear what you have to say about this barrel. I mean, what happened? Is it your source, Kentucky? What is it?
This is Tennessee product.
Mm-hmm.
This is Tennessee whiskey.
Oh yeah.
It is.
This is very much Tennessee whiskey.
Tennessee whiskey, 17-year-old Tennessee whiskey.
Mm-hmm. And this particular one is from our buddy Blake at Sealbox. Where are you at with it? Honesty is the best policy.
I can just say that this is something that I'm going to have to somehow find. I'm late to the party here, but it's definitely a flavor profile that I've been chasing a lot lately. A lot of what I'm dealing with here showed up in this too. This is batch 5, and this was a lot of the profile that I described. That sweet, savory, earthy, floral, fruity. I mean, it's medicinal. There's a little bit of medicinal note in there too. This checks all those boxes. I mean, it's for when you get into something extra aged, because you can get extra aged and you can get messy, right? You get oak, you get ash, and it's just shit water, right? You're like, why did they do this? Yeah. And this is so beautiful, luscious, and complex. Like it's what every aged product should always strive for. You should always be able to be like, okay, cool. An array of flavors going on. This is something we're going to put out, and not just put out because it's an extra aged product.
100%. Yep.
I definitely judged the book by its cover when I first started seeing all this 17-year hit with, in media and reviews, and it was like, it's just another one-trick pony. Obviously not.
Yeah.
Obviously not. So props to going out and finding these barrels. Like I said, excited to see more. Jackson recovery mode over here.
Jack, do we need to do a wellness check? You good? I'm a little concerned.
I can't decide if he's trying to say yeah.
I'm worried.
This is very hard to read. I usually
like
can nail, but he's
I can't. I've never
you
seen
got
this.
me you got me surprised too here, Fred.
I have never
We've
seen
seen out of
this
conversation.
a reaction. I think
Because you can take your hat off
possibly.
in frustration. You can take a hat off. You can do one of these moves in frustration,
Yeah.
or really good. I mean, this could go either way right now.
Jury is out.
Remember when I called you and I said Wild Turkey 17 bottle and bond was the best thing that Jesus ever intended whiskey to be?
Oh, we had a very
Tim,
long
you
conversation.
remember
about
that?
it.
You remember
We
that
had a-
call
We had
2
a
years
very
ago when
long
I told you
conversation
is
about
the only thing that Jesus intended whiskey to be?
Yep. Oh yeah.
Right now,
Can't forget it.
right now, I am flabbergasted. Okay, I am confused. I am in awe. I don't talk about my feelings, but this whiskey will make you talk about your feelings. Because now I'm like, what's in the box? What is it? You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm standing right now. I am confused. I am in ecstasy. My palate is at peace. This is the whiskey I see myself drinking after a long day. It's like, let me drink this so at least I know I'm still alive to make it another day. You see,
this is the rough one. You come home, you take a shot, and you're like, okay, cool. Now I'm ready.
it's like this
I'm ready.
is this. I don't like Blue Note right now. This is.
I'm a little angry myself, Fred.
Yeah, it's. You see, I listen to Fred every now and then.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Not wrong. Not wrong.
No,
Certainly not.
this is the best hidden secret in the whiskey industry. You guys played this down. You guys played it as if, oh, just a barrel pick is a 17-year. I regret opening it immediately as I tasted.
Why?
Because
Be
this
happy it
You
happened.
need to enjoy it.
I guarantee. Excuse my French, but I guarantee y'all, no one. The only time I'm gonna tell someone you need to try this is because I know this person is at the nirvana of whiskey and have, like you, a person like Matt. I can nail like whiskey fancy people that have put their palate through the ringer, came out like Rocky Balboa. People that are so good at whiskey, I will pour this to them and say, oh, you thought you know whiskey? Come here, my friend.
Yup.
This whiskey will make you whisper like you were back in grade school. Hey, bring your hands over here. Let me pour you this shit. And literally, you will have to like come like a creeper in the person's ear and go, don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. You had this.
This is the ASMR version of the show.
I know, right? Is that the portion we moved to?
Hey, you want to drink?
Please don't tell nobody you had this whiskey.
Yeah, it definitely is. It plays with your mind in the sense of what is this? And like
That's what I
said,
said.
yeah, in the proof points, like I have 96.7 proof here.
Mine's 105.4. Jack, what's yours?
109.
Yeah, he got a high one. My 96 drinks all of 100.
Okay.
105.
Now, Kelly,
Do you want to know the mash?
I
Sure.
will.
Let's talk about
But
that.
you need to send me a sample of that one
Okay.
because I wanna
Here,
try
here.
it to
Yeah.
see what it looks like against that 100. And because if that proof was so low, it means that by storage and by angel share, somewhere around the lines, if this is a barrel, a
Yeah.
single barrel, somewhere around the line, the angel share on that thing was so high.
Yeah, I mean, definitely
Well,
some of these barrels were light. There's no
It's that
denying
humidity,
that.
though, right, Kelly? I mean, this is where that humidity really plays in, where your proof drops hard.
100%. Obviously, we're not climate controlled there, and there's sections of our warehouse that get up to like 120. It's
Jesus
brick
Christ.
and mortar, it's cinder block, true warehouse in that regard, and it gets hot in there. It's very hot.
What in Kelly? I'm sorry if maybe your bosses are watching this, but what in the actual Jesus fuck is going on around here? Like, this is not normal.
Mm-mm.
You guys, you sure you didn't add some shit to this?
Nothing. Nope.
This is not normal. This
In the best possible way
this,
to clarify.
this right here is not normal. What's the mash bill? Now you under interrogation, my lady. What's the
84,
mash
8, and
bill?
8.
There you go.
84, 8,
That
and 8.
famous Tennessee mash bill.
What?
I'm still gonna stand. I'm still gonna
I
stand
didn't
behind
hear
it.
her.
84, 8, and
84,
8.
88.
84% corn,
Correct.
8% rye,
Correct.
8% malted barley.
Yes.
The lies you out here telling.
No lie. I do not lie. That's one thing I am horrible at. I giggle and turn red.
She ain't giggling. She ain't red. So
I would
Guys,
not lie.
I'm still gonna
Guys,
say it, man.
I'm not
Extra
messing with
age,
y'all. I am not
extra
messing with y'all.
age Tennessee whiskey.
I am
You're
not
all
messing
you're
with,
all
I
shit
am
in the
not
bed. Just
messing
go.
with y'all
Just
when
go.
I tell you I'm not telling you to go and buy it on secondary. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is if you have a friend that had a double of this is the guy you need to keep on your Christmas list. This is the guy you want to be nice to so he can let you
Grease
have
those
one of
wheels. Grease those wheels.
There are some still around. I do get on the regular somebody that scored it or found it somewhere. So some store owners held them back. Some
Of
just
course
kind
they
of
did.
rationed it out. I know. So there is still some around off secondary. Like please don't buy on secondary. Period.
But I will tell you right now, I'm not one to hype a bottle. And I know everybody want a bottle that they can afford and whatnot.
Shit getting
But
hyped.
ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna sit here and tell you right now.
Ooh.
There's something we say in the hood. And as the hood sommelier, let me put it in words y'all can understand. This shit right here, this is the shit right here. If you don't get that, you don't get it. But I'm gonna tell you right now, these two things right here.
That's all you need. Call it a day.
And to add salt to injury, I'm a Tennessee whiskey hater.
Oh yeah.
I am a Tennessee whiskey hater. That's what
Kelly,
I am.
I don't know if you've seen any of our earlier shows.
Whiskey hater.
But-
I literally used to look at him and say, how can you drink that crap?
That's why I was signing in and just said a little prayer and was like, hey, let's go.
And I'm telling
ready.
you right now,
Hey, Jack, welcome to the dark side.
it's good.
It's
I
good.
feel like I need to get you some Blue Note pom-poms now. You're cheerleading.
You know what?
Rah, rah, rah.
I will take the
Rah, rah,
shirt.
rah.
I will take the hat. I will
You
take
got
it.
it.
So here is one thing I'm actually working on, and Tim knows this, but there is a series I'm gonna work on this summer, and it's gonna be brands against brands. You know that I don't know if you've been around the social media, you will see like one person has said, "What's your name?
What's your name?
You know,
Ezekiel.
what is your name? Tony. Fuck you, Tony. What's your name? Ezekiel. Fuck you, Ezekiel. So this summer, I'm gonna work on a series where I would take brands against brands, and so for each brand, I'm wearing their t-shirt, their hat, and it's gonna be what's your name, one against the other person to see, what people are gonna go for, what people are gonna vote for. But that's just a parenthesis. I would tell you right now, Kelly, if you guys, fuck, I'm speechless. I'm being honest, Kelly. Like,
disclaimer: we were not friends. I did not bribe you. This is
I know.
totally
No.
unsolicited. You've got no swag.
Like this is what makes me happy.
This
This
is what made that motherfucker say.
Yeah, you see the reaction now.
Oh, it's 100% justified. But it's like I'm
a
sitting here
Tennessee
smiling
whiskey.
because I've already been on this train. I
love
sweet.
We lost
Tennessee whiskey.
Strawberry wine. You are as warm like a bottle of brandy.
Oh my God.
Oh, I stay strong on your love all the time. Ooh,
I'll tell you, I've never seen a glass of whiskey make a black man blush.
You are smooth.
Jack's got some rosiness in him
He does
cheeks.
have a little rose in
A
those
Tennessee
cheeks.
whiskey.
He's point of no return.
Tennessee whiskey. That's Tennessee whiskey.
Oh, Jack.
Oh shit.
You're as warm.
I would
like
say
a
this
glass
is the
of
least
brandy.
sucky Monday you've had in a while, huh? Jack?
Honey, I stay strong on your love all the time.
I've never seen somebody embrace the bottle like that. I love it.
I usually don't embrace it till I get lower to the floor, but this is pretty impressive.
Why do I feel like that's going to be on his pillow tonight?
That's a good one, Kelly. You get a knuckle for that one.
Oh, goodness.
Let me pour it one more time. I'm sorry. Let me pour it one more time.
While you're pouring, I saw a couple comments here. Just to reiterate, we are in
so let's talk
states.
about distribution.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
For all of you guys, do not record my singing. It's horrible.
Crying here.
If you guys put it out here in these streets, I will come.
Oh, this is gonna be the blip. This is gonna be the blip for Instagram. Is you singing and me losing my mind and Kelly turning rosy just a little bit.
I am.
A Tennessee whiskey.
The Hood Sommelier uncut version.
You are a sweet strawberry wine.
Holy crap. Oh my God.
So we need to talk distribution. A lot of people
let's
have
talk this show.
Distribution. And Mr. No St. Patrick's here is he literally, yes, I was crying a little bit. I wanted to man up. Real men cry. So I'm gonna let it go. But he did mention, and I saw it. Can we talk distribution? Because
yes. Yep. So we have, I'll just take it. I think you need a moment. So we have that Southeast region covered. We're as far west as Colorado, Oklahoma, Texas.
You need to stop making fun of me. I can hear you laughing at me. through your wrist. This I'm having a moment, okay?
I've
Kelly?
never seen a reaction
You
like
did
this. I
not
love it.
prepare me for this. You did not prepare me for this.
Jack,
You
I
made
wasn't
this thing
prepared for
sound
this.
as
I
if,
wasn't
oh, it's just our
ready.
17 years.
I was not prepared for this. I'm prepared for a lot of things, but I was
I
not prepared for
wasn't
this.
ready.
So we have the southeastern covered. Far west is Colorado, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Arkansas, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, launching South Carolina this week, launched Kentucky last month. So we're finally in bourbon country. Super excited about that. Wanted to make sure we kind of
Why
had our.
did you guys wait so long to come to Kentucky?
We wanted to make sure we really had our stuff together. Like, you don't go into bourbon country till you have your A game.
Fair.
So we
Fair.
wanted to make sure we were ready. So we're ready. We're there.
Well, I'll tell you, you've been here for a month. I drove all over this city today. It's not here yet.
It's in very few. Like Franklin had it. There's another Jackson Wine and Spirits had it.
Definitely not in Louisville.
We just got activated across Liquor Barn, so it will be coming. So super excited about that. We'll be at.
You guys need to make sure, Kelly, shameless plug. There is a place called Green. It's called what do you call it?
Talking about my place?
Yeah,
Evergreen. Evergreen.
there's a
okay,
place
yeah,
in
yep.
Louisville called Evergreen.
Yep.
Kelly, I need you to pull your
needs some.
strings and make sure you have an activation day there.
Okay, we'll work
So
on that.
they can actually, you can get the man, the myth, the legend himself
Awesome.
to actually pour this to the people
Yeah,
out
for
there.
sure.
He doesn't know how to sell himself. I'm gonna sell it to you. He will be more than happy to be on there, and everybody will come.
Perfect.
But my Nebraska people are asking, are you guys planning on coming to Nebraska?
Not right now. It's not on our expansion.
We are not cool enough.
We're really working on saturating the markets that we're in and getting a lot more velocity. We expanded really quickly last year. So we're trying to make sure everyone has as much product as they need in our current markets. But we will be expanding further. So just bear with us. Stay tuned. Follow at Blue Note Bourbon. We're always putting it out there where we're expanding to next, what's on the radar, all those fun things. We're a little bit on the East Coast, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. So we're working around.
If you're a fan of Blue Note, okay, you've had it, it's not in your place, you need to message Kelly on some kind of platform. Her information's out there, and say, "Hey, I'm so and so. I'm from so and so. I love this, and that."
Especially
when
if
you're
have a
here,
store.
when
you have
you're
a
here
store.
in my town, I would like to be X, Y, and Z. Insert there. Guess what? That's how you help drive a product, because the reason that brands don't get in an area is because they don't have boots on the ground and they don't have anyone to advocate for their brand. If you want to help grow this so you and all your friends can get it, start doing this. Because guess what? That greasy, that wheel that needs the oil, it keeps squeaking until someone goes, ee, 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 ee. There
and
you
that
go.
is another point you just kind of said. We have a strong veteran 6-person sales team that are at least centralized in a state or covering 3 states.
Sure.
So we really very much believe in the boots on the ground mentality. It's the only way you're really going to get the proper education of your brand, build that brand awareness that we need, and make sure that the message is being conveyed correctly. Like our
guerrilla
team,
marketing, I'm a huge
100%.
fan, and that's the way it needs to be. I wish more brands did it.
Yeah.
That's how you really grow. That's the best way to grow organically. Is just get out and do it.
Some of us would just sing on the internet.
And as Jack was referencing earlier about, he was on Instagram and couldn't get away from the Blue Notes, that makes me so happy, because that was my core. That was my focus. And I really tried to partner with some young groups in the sense that they were in their infancy and really starting to gain members. So one of the first groups that I reached out to and worked with a few times, and still to this day, they're great supports of the brand. Can't thank them enough. The Bourbon Alliance folks. There's a good community.
You never reach out to us and
You-
to me.
You
I
know,
I am flabbergasted and offended at the same time.
for some reason,
we're the only cool people on the internet, on the
you
whiskey
just
internet.
came on my radar like in the last 6 months. And then when you reached out, I was so thankful because I was like, oh, he has an interest in us. So sometimes I gauge it too to see where you are kind of going. And then
is that what it is? Like,
it
you
makes
know what? He
sense.
didn't ask for my phone number. And
No,
I was like, you know what? He's kind of cool, but not really. And then he asked me for my number, and I was like, oh my God, this whole time, I just wanted to actually ask you for yours. But now that you asked me, we kind of cool. Is that what's happening?
No, it just was end of the year and crazy busy, to be honest. So we worked with the Bourbon Alliance folks, and then we did a barrel pick with the Bourbon Thieves gentlemen and ladies of that group. And Sealbox has been a great tool that does help service some of those markets that we are not in. They can ship to almost 42 states, I believe they're at now. So that helps to fill a void. 47. Okay. So that gave us a virtual barrel program in another sense. And, the influencers is not a term I personally love.
We don't either. So we're about it.
You all as the fourth tier. You're the educators. You're the ones that are literally learning about these brands and spreading the gospel, as Jack just attested in this last 20 minutes. I don't think you guys really understand like how valuable you are to me and in my role for sure. And that's why I am particular who we do work with and, who we partner with, and the level of authenticity needs to stay there. And, I don't want the ones that know that I'm just paying for a good review. And that's also the reason, I love having the Dad's Drinking Bourbon review a new product, because good, bad, or indifferent, they're going to tell me. They're going to tell us. They're going to tell you all. So
why aren't we cool like the Dad Drinking Bourbon? Like, you know what?
One of our sales guys.
I don't talk crap enough about brand. We should just come on and say, you know what? This brand sucks. But
you're welcome to. I'm glad you did it. But we've encountered that too. So, that's why we do this. We need the honest feedback.
I appreciate a brand that can take criticism, good or bad, and still come out on the other end, and afterwards still be willing to either work with them and or send them other things and and show them what they're capable of. I've dealt with there's a handful of brands that I've dealt with, and I was honest. That's my big thing. I'm always honest. I'll tell you straight up. And they're like, you know what? We're not going to fuck with you anymore.
And I'm the opposite. I anyone that I work with on the outreach level, whether they've come to me or I've reached out to them, it's basically, I'd love to send you a bottle, see what you think.
Sure.
No harm, no foul. If you don't like it, have a nice day. Pass it to somebody who might. I don't expect anything. So that's where I want it. I do want that constructive. And that's also the really nice thing by having some of these R&D projects, or like Crossroads, when we were starting that project, anyone that came through the distillery, we're like, here, taste this. This is, an intense stave. This one's a delicado. This is the complex, to really see if we are, benchmarking and get that baseline. So we do care so much on what people think in that regard, because you're the consumers. You're spreading the brand awareness. So like, I if you're not on board, we shouldn't be doing this, honestly.
Put perfectly.
You
5280. I see Nate's commenting on 5280. They just had a great barrel. Love to do another one with them soon out in Colorado.
Oh, so again, you are discontinuing. You know what? I think Kelly just came here to offend us and then walk off.
I did not.
You know what?
She came here to poke the bear and
great. Nate from 42. She's talking about all the people. And
love
you know
Nate.
what? You know what, Kelly?
I
There
thought
are
this
single
was
barrel
love at
samples
first sight,
coming.
but
You are.
I'm done. I even sing for you. But
Look
get
at my name. What does that say? Single barrel
you know what?
snob.
She
Okay,
keeps
there's
she
samples
keeps
headed your way next week. We're picking a barrel, guys.
you know what? It's like
Don't
literally
play with us.
it was the
Don't play
first
with
thing I
us.
said on the live. I'm like, before we started live, I say, you know what? Love what's happening here. You'll see after this what's going on. Obviously, for sure now we
I
have to do
know.
something together, no matter what.
I
We
agree.
have to do something together. But then it's like somebody saying, like, yeah, I like you guys, but you're not as cool as the Colorado people,
No,
and you
you
definitely not
just
as cool as
came
the
on my
Bourbon
radar,
Thieves.
so I apologize. Things have been busy. I haven't been
They
on
say
social.
calm down. So I will tell you right now, Nate is probably one of the coolest dude ever.
Love you,
We
bud.
finally got to connect in New Orleans at the New Orleans Bourbon Festival. He when we talking about down to earth people,
Oh, dude.
these
Great dude.
the 5280 people were like down to earth. We had a conversation and they approached me. A lot of people, right? A lot of people in the industry will come in and pretend like, oh, I don't know who you are, but hey, hi, who are you? I'm the only black guy in the industry. Don't worry. It's really me. But, but Nate was like, dude, fan, love what you're doing. Appreciate. He didn't even make it. I literally had to go look up. I'm like, who are all these guys with hat 5280? What is this? And then I look at him like, dude, you guys are huge. You guys are doing such an amazing job educating all these groups in Colorado and whatnot. He's just a cool ass guy, and I would tell you, I have no problem you mentioning and bringing them up because they definitely are good people to be around. I love just hanging out with them. And the one of the his guy that he came with approached me at the gym. Yeah, that's a bad way to start a conversation, but he's like, you are Jack, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, 5280. We are here. We've been looking for you. We heard you were gonna be here, and they came to even my presentation about collecting whiskey, and it was just beautiful to see people in the industry. So you are mentioning good people right now. Bourbon Thieves, I can't even start talking about them. The group is just amazing. They make sure everybody is very inclusive, make sure everybody's in. So
For sure.
I'm giving you shit. Honestly, I want people to know that all the people you are mentioning are people in the industry that I truly respect for what they represent. Excuse me, for what they represent and what they do. And I'm glad you're working with those people. But Monday Sucks Barrel pick of Blue Note definitely is coming. She just committed herself, and we are not backing out that train.
Nope.
Since she actually mentioned everybody and anybody and their baby mamas, I want to make sure I'm on that list as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be Jack's song.
It's gonna be me just singing and riffing off. I'm just gonna be there in my, it'll be a picture of me in boots and a cowboy hat.
It's playing jazz flute.
You know what? Tennessee whiskey.
Here we go.
I didn't tell you this, but everybody, my fiance, my daughter, they're all embarrassed by me half of the time. So welcome to the party. This is what I do to annoy my own family. So
I'm entertained. This has been the highlight of my
taking
week.
screenshots, Jack. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
You are smooth.
Now we have Cowboy Jack. Love it.
There it is. There's the shot. There's the money shot. There it is. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
This is everything. This is it.
Well, we're reaching that hour and a half mark.
Yes, we have taken
Kelly. First of all,
I
gotta say thank you for coming and dealing with our shenanigans.
Thank you.
You get some whiskey in us and give us a good time, and we get especially when it's good whiskey.
It was fun.
And we appreciate the hell out of you.
But Kelly,
Seriously,
you cannot leave the show. You cannot leave the show.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
The wonderful segment that we love so much.
Ooh, what are we doing?
The advice that does not suck.
If you are a Monday suck, let me take out my hat so I can actually ask this serious question.
Okay.
If your Monday sucks, we require every single guest. We're gonna bring you down here.
Here we
We
go.
require every single guest, since your Monday sucks, to give us an advice that does not suck. It could be something you heard from your guru, your grandmother, your parents, your motivation speaker, to tell the people one advice that does not suck.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Oh damn!
Let it
Holy
go.
crap. That's
Damn! That's
this is
quickest. That's the
this
quickest.
is 2 weeks in
Holy
a row.
smokes!
No, I'm not even joking. 2 weeks in a row. Two ladies, and they both say the same thing. 2 weeks in a row, two ladies,
Doing it all wrong.
literally.
Let's
I,
get
I'm,
the whole thing.
I'm not even making this thing up. Usually I would type the advice that does not suck, but when last week, read what they say.
Wow!
Last
Oh,
week
Love
advice
it.
was do not sweat the little things.
For sure.
Wow.
So don't sweat the small stuff.
Nope. Let's move on.
2 weeks in a row. So if you're here right now and your baby mama's mama is just stressing you out, your fiance, girlfriend, wife is stressing you out, your job is stressing you out, your boss at work is stressing you out, or even your kids, baby, and all the badass kids are stressing you out. Just remember one thing: do not sweat the small stuff.
100%.
Guys, if you're here, this was Monday Sucks with our friend, our new partner in crime,
100%.
Kelly O'Shea.
We're in it.
O'Shea is here. She told us everything we needed to know. She made me live a lifetime experience that I didn't think I would ever live, of having amazing whiskey don't make me sing and actually act a fool for a minute. Kelly, I want to thank
Worth every
you.
minute.
It
This
was.
is just the beginning of our friendship. A lot to come, a lot in the future. I will tell you right now, add us to the list of the people
Yep.
that can talk about your
Sure.
product. I say one thing: this is Monday Sucks, but you're now part of our family. Anytime
you.
you have something to say, all you have
Perfect.
to ask is, where can I come and talk about what I have to say?
Absolutely.
And
Love
you're
that.
here.
Thank you. And you have an
We-
open invite to
you
Memphis.
you have an open door policy here as well. You're welcome anytime. All you have to do is say, "Hey, Jack, I have something to say," and we'll make sure you have a space to actually say
Perfect.
it.
Thank you.
You, Blue Note, or whatever you have to actually bring to our people here. This was Monday Sucks with Blue Note. Kelly's here. If you guys are here, make sure you go follow Blue Note. They're active on Instagram.
Yep.
So make sure you go follow Blue Note on Instagram and grab yourself a bottle. And I would definitely advise that you grab first the most approachable one, which is that
You won't be
Crossroads,
Crossroads.
and make sure that they actually they make sure that you have that bottle in your hand. Those French oak stave, pièce de résistance, amazing. Okay, you guys need to make sure you grab that. And if you are very, very curious and are connected like some people and want to take yourself
Mm.
the
Mm.
seventh to the
Mm.
seventh layer of paradise,
Woo.
make sure you grab yourself one of this.
Woo.
We call it septième ciel in French, which is the seventh layer of paradise. You want one of these. It will change your life. It will make you do things that you never actually thought you would do in your life. Um, but Kelly, I want to thank you so much for being
Absolutely.
here and spending an hour and a half with us. And like I said, this is now your house. And if you have any last word, go ahead. This is your time to shine.
Appreciate all the support. Thank you for having me. It was a fun experience to say the least. Probably one for the books. Might be my fave so far. So thank you for having us. Stay tuned at Blue Note Bourbon. Have some fun things hopefully coming up. So maybe a little giveaway soon. So
Ooh.
never know what's going to come on that old IG. So thank y'all. Appreciate all the continued support.
Absolutely.
Thank you so
And
much,
for all-
Kelly. It's been great.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Kelly, thank you so much for being here, and we'll let you go back to enjoying the rest of your Monday. Now, we hope our show made your Monday
100%.
blessed.
Highlight of the day.
Absolutely.
Love
I'll be sure to keep in touch, and we'll see you next time.
Sounds good. Thank y'all.
Bye, Kelly. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. Okay,
Holy
party
smokes,
people.
man. Told
This
you.
was fun.
Told you.
This was a lot of fun.
It was a
I
blast.
will tell you right now. I'll be honest and tell you guys right now. Now that she's not here, I'm gonna tell you right now. They're onto some shit. Blue Note is onto some shit.
Oh, yeah.
They are gonna be one of those brands that you guys need to actually grab now before they're actually harder to find later.
Don't sleep.
If you ever watch my bottles, I think it was December that I did bottles that you need to grab now before they're impossible to find. I had the
Yep.
Blue Note 17 in it. I had it in there because I just looked at the market. I didn't even taste it. But
Didn't
now that I
try it
tasted
yet.
it, I'm
And you're
telling
like,
y'all that you need to go grab it now. And if you can, get yourself a backup of this juice before it's out there in the street. You know how you want to know? You want to know, like I'm a speak in the hood term. You want to know the plug before people know about the plug. You want to know the plug. So grab yourself a bottle, a backup, because they are gonna be one of those brand that 5 years from now, somebody's like, oh, yeah, dude, I'm gonna give you $1,000 for that Blue Note 17. And you'd be like, nah, man, nah, you can't have it. They're gonna be that brand. So I'm gonna tell you right now, if you have the possibility to get it between the hundreds right now, go ahead and grab the 100 and just put it on the floor, because they are gonna be one of those. The funny thing is, new brands that are coming with innovative, like new, like different. They are plugged in. Like, I tell people Penelope, Blue Run, Lucky Seven, all these people that are coming in the industry, and they're like they understand the shit. Like, they're like, oh, you know what? We are not going to spend our time trying to, like Kelly said, like pay for play, right? We're not gonna hire a big firm to come and do our commercial, right? We don't need that. What we're gonna do is we need just people that enjoy our whiskey to come talk about us.
Yeah, dude.
Next thing you know, they're out there. And someone like me sitting there singing crazy song. I'm sure she's gonna go home right now and talk to her partner and go, do you know what this black guy did to me today? He just drank my whiskey and sang some crazy song to me. Now that I'm from Tennessee, I'm tired of that Tennessee whiskey bullshit. But he sang the whole song to me. I didn't even know the motherfucker can sing, but he came out and sang. I'm telling y'all right now. Right now, in the 17-year category, if someone asks me, what are your top 2 whiskeys to have over 15-year, Wild Turkey, 17 Bottle and Bond, and immediately Blue Note. Immediately. Like, y'all, they got me by the heartstrings right away.
Oh,
So I'm telling you
absolutely.
right now. So if you are not chasing the Blue Note, you missing out on some shit, man. You missed out on some shit. I love the quiet. I've always loved quiet. Let me put this way. In my life, the whole time, I've always loved quiet people because I talk for everybody, right? So for the longest time, I've always loved the quiet. Like, I've always been attracted to the quiet girl. My best friend have been more quiet than me. Proof, Tim is more quiet than I am. Every now and then, he likes me. But I love those people. Why? Because they let the work talk for them, and they're not about it. I'm the hype man. I'm like, yeah, check out Blue Note. They're my people, right? But they said they're going like, oh, we just Blue Note, and we here, and hello, and thank you for being here. We appreciate it. But I'm like, nah, shut that shit down. DJ, give me a beat. Blue Note is in the house. That's me, right? But I just want to remind you that I don't get hype about a lot of whiskeys, but I can tell you right now, they're on some shit, and y'all need to get on that shit, right? On that shit. So I will tell you right now. Yep. No, definitely, top dog. I will tell you right now, we're not the most popular people by numbers on YouTube, but we always bring you content that you want to love and enjoy. Tim, tell the people where they can find you.
On the lovely Instagram at Single Barrel Snob. If you're, in the market to go on a bourbon trail or come and visit this lovely state of Kentucky that I am in, and you see yourself in Louisville and you want your finger on the heartbeat, I talk about this a lot, the finger on the heartbeat. Come see me, Evergreen Nulu. In Nulu, it's a little subdivision right outside of downtown. It's where you want to be. I will direct you, and on top of it, I will pour you some fabulous drinks. Jack, what's good?
Party people is Hood Sommelier, HoodSommelier. Hood Sommelier. Hood Sommelier on TikTok, Hood Sommelier on YouTube, Hood Sommelier on Facebook and Instagram. I'm there. I'm creating content. I want all of y'all to have a good time. And every now and then I bring violence so people can wake up and know more about what they need to know. I am the weird child of whiskey, not because I'm black, but definitely because I'm bringing all I know. Every Tuesday, wisdom from Africa. I'm teaching you some shit you should know that your grandparents, your mom, your guru did not teach you. So, wisdom from Africa, from the real motherland. So, you got every Tuesday morning, you got wisdom from Africa. And during the weekend, I try to bring something new. Make sure you actually jump on the Truth is Barrel Proof, where everybody jump on every week. I bring people from the industry to come and teach y'all 5 minutes. Tell you about whiskey in 5 minutes, taste it live so you guys can actually make better drinking decision. This was Monday Sucks. I appreciate you guys being here. Make sure you click follow, and if you feel frisky, make sure you join the Patreon so we can actually tell you about the new barrel picks and things new that are coming on. I appreciate you guys being here. All the love and peace. Make sure you guys are safe out there, and we'll see you next Monday.
Cheers, dudes.
Cheers.